Hi everybody, Raging back with another Mechabellum video. Today's video we're going to be looking at some typhoons. We're going to be analyzing whether or not we think they're a little too strong or not. I do think that they're still too strong, even though they got nerfed. The barrier's like a little more expensive and has a little less health, but I have noticed that when I go heavy into them, I do pretty well. So this is going to be a game like that. And in today's video, we're playing Bobby Fischer, who's going Rhino Specialist, and I am a Sabertooth Specialist. We both have Steel Balls. I have Crawlers, and he has Arc Lights. We are going to mirror each other here. So Bobby is setting up on the line, and he's also put an Arc Light over here to defend his tower. He picks up 2 packs of Crawlers. So he's asim and I am going symmetrical. So this won't be, we'll have a headbutt here, but over here, because I position the Crawlers behind the Steel Balls should be able to take out this Arc Light and then take out this tower. That being said, this side has 2 Arc Lights and will fall quicker, and because his army's together, he'll probably take the round. So I'm going to go very symmetrical here. So his Steel Balls are locked onto my Arc Light immediately. Mine do the same, however, he has lots of these units together. And because of that, he should be able to take the round. He also has more Arc Lights, which clear the chaff better than mine. But it's mostly that his army's together. And these ones actually turn and take out the Arc Light that I need desperately. So that is round 1. This game has 8 rounds. Lots of good choices here. My mind says deployment module, probably one of the best items you can get. But since we're in a headbutt sort of on this side, I can kind of use the extra damage to my advantage. So I go with the haste module. He goes with the underground threat. I sell the Sabertooth immediately and I grab the Wraith. And I stick it right there in the corner. And I put the haste module on it. So this is my catch-all. I saw that the underground threat was offered. And so even if he underground threats me and takes my towers, I am betting that my Wraith is able to win the entire round by itself. And I can actually afford another pack of Crawlers. Which I do get. And I put it right behind this Arc Light who got locked last time. So now he won't be immediately killed. He's actually using the underground threat defensively. Has opted to put a Crawler here on the corner and Fangs here. So just sort of a waiting round for him mostly. And he also missiles my Steel Balls, preventing them from leveling. And so the Wraith will take the round. But it doesn't level. Try and scoot through this one. So there's a number of things that he can do here. And he does respond to it immediately, if I recall. Okay, so we get the reinforcements offered to us. There's lots of good choices here. The melting point can easily take out the wraith that I just put down. The typhoons can, for now, also kill the wraith I put down. The Mustang looks really good to me with the steel balls, but the typhoon barrier is one of the strong. Being able to have a static shield on a unit and not have to pay for it again is really strong, especially when you place it next to crawlers and your steel balls. Steel balls and typhoons go pretty well together. So I'm really thinking about what to get here. And in the meantime, Bobby has gone typhoons here, and he's got a phoenix to take out my wraith in the front. I'm still deciding. Okay, I finally take the typhoon, and I'm gonna go hard on this side now. And I'm just sort of waiting to see how he's gonna respond to my wraith. I still have 450 supply. I take these off the line a little bit. 2 more packs of crawlers. This one. And this one. So now the Phoenix will actually shoot here first. Buying time for the Wraith. And you can see his level 2 steel ball is actually getting through here pretty quickly. And alone is taking out the entire pack of Typhoons. Here, my Wraith has leveled. My steel balls have taken the tower. And actually, this Wraith has taken out quite a bit of this stuff, but not the Phoenix. These steel balls are going to level off that, which is great. Now I have my own level 2 steel balls. His Phoenix has finally killed my Wraith. And actually, these crawlers are taking my tower, which is really bad timing on all of this. Because now I have a debuff of close to 20 seconds. And that will give the Phoenixes enough time to pretty much kill everything. So a round for Bobby. And get a level on the Wraith. Good options here. Additional deployment and intensive training is sticking out to me here because I have a leveled Wraith that I can immediately turn into a level 3 Wraith. And so I do that. He has the Phoenix here still. But now this guy has a lot of health. And these crawlers are already in place, which he's going to missile out so that he can shoot my Wraith. And now I've got to decide what else I'm going to do with the round. He has taken his free level 2 Rhino and put it in my flank, which looks like it will probably get me. He's also oiling this side to slow down my progress towards his tower. I've leveled my steel balls and sold the arc light that was here, since these guys are kind of like my new chaff clear. I get more steel balls because the reason I get more steel balls is because I'm trying to take out these typhoons sooner and also match his steel balls. So if I have more steel balls, even though he has higher level steel balls, these should be able to take out his and level mine to be able to match all that. So I'm just trying to get levels on these mostly, while also in the future planning to hit range to take out like these front facing typhoons. The Rhino will load in and get me though. And I also take the mobile beacon because I want to get as close to the Phoenix as possible. And so I just want to go and get that dude, right? So first I want to go forward and get him, and then take the tower. Let's also put fangs here to distract me. But let's watch to see how this goes. Like, is this worth me keeping the Wraith here? My steel balls did get one steel ball kill, which is good. This Wraith. So because the tower timing, I was not able to actually get both of these Phoenixes. Otherwise, I think I would have. But this Rhino flank is amazing. Actually, it kind of destroys everything on this round. Because it gets the tower at a perfect timing. It gets the tower again at perfect timing here. So that I can't kill this steel ball, and then everything kills me. This steel ball did get the tower, though. So now I'm sort of starting to second guess the Wraith play. And lots of good choices here again. Elite Marksman. I haven't actually seen that card a lot. Being able to get level 3 Marksman, my eyes kind of glanced over it. So I'm going to take out this Rhino now with some steel balls. And get range on the steel balls. So now these will automatically lock onto Typhoons. Get this Rhino. You know, in general, I should be able to take a lot of his units out before mine and get levels on my steel balls, which I'm slowly starting to realize I want to go into pretty heavy. He puts the amp core on the level 2 Typhoon here. I've also taken the amp core and I'm trying to decide where to put it. I've also matched his fangs with some crawlers here, just to remove that threat quicker. He has level 3 steel balls here now. And is developing a little more chaff here. I actually end up putting the amp core on this Typhoon. I put down a missile to missile out his chaff here so that my Wraith will be able to get in there sooner, is the idea. And then I'm going to try this again. So now we take out that Rhino, we take this out. And the steel balls are also going to be getting levels because they're killing the Typhoons now that they have range. And these steel balls are killing these level 2 steel balls, so they're getting close to level 3. So for me, the reason I hit range on the steel balls mostly is to be able to steal, to be able to get levels and steal experience from his units. So that, because I know he has that level 3 steel ball, and I'm like, well, I've got level 1 and level 2 ones, but I'd like to also have level 3 ones. And so like the way that I can get there is by farming his high level balls with range. So this round went a little better. We actually still lost the Wraith, but the range on the steel balls is helping a lot. And you can see I have taken the round. And these amp core Typhoons have leveled up as well, which is super good. And my steel balls hit level 3. So I'm looking at the power, advanced power or system or speed spec and portable shield. It's going to come down between these two. Bobby takes the portable shield and throws it on a Phoenix. He also has his underground threat back this turn. He's also opting to take range on his steel balls. Okay, so I sold the Wraith, freeing up the haste module here. I have also taken the speed. Bobby sells his Rhino here in the corner. I'm replacing the Wraith with an elite recruited Typhoon, and I'm putting the haste module on the Typhoon. So this is me changing my mind. I'm saying that the Typhoon will do better than the Wraith in the same position. Let's see if that's true. I also take barrier on the Typhoon. So now I have a level 3 Typhoon, a couple level 2 Typhoons, one with an amp core. He has a few Typhoons, 2 level 1s and a level 2 with amp core. So I have much more typhoons here, which now is sort of me transitioning into that being my carry unit. He puts down the underground threat here with the hope of taking out these crawlers quickly. However, it's a little bit of a strange play because my typhoon will just walk backwards and alone should be able to clear all of these crawlers. So, unless I mobile beacon this away. Okay, I actually put the level 2 typhoon here and I put the level 3 here to match the stronger part of his army since it has a item. Oh, and I'm gonna mobile beacon these guys across the front of this. And these steel balls should still be able to do work while they move. So he's developed this flank more, but you'll see that this typhoon will kill everything. This typhoon is wrecking everything as it walks by. This typhoon is doing better because it's not dying immediately like the Wraith was. And it's actually able to clear all of this chaff. And it's still surviving because there's 2. And it's actually surviving these steel balls pretty good too. So I think that replacing the Wraith with the Typhoon was a better play. Even though it did eventually drop, it survived a lot better than the Wraith. And we take this round as well. And these Typhoons leveled again. So now I have level 4 Typhoon with a haste module, which is pretty sick. Those are really strong. So that's the end of round 6. I seem to have finally taken a more decisive round. Bobby takes the melting point, the big level 3 melting point. I'm looking at a few different things here. I kind of like the fortress. A fortress on the line is pretty strong. Melting point's worth a lot of money. Fire badgers are a little redundant with the typhoons, and I'm not sure really where to place them. So I take the fire badgers for defense, maybe on my flank. The sandworm, I don't think I can work in here very easily since there's a lot of chaff in the front and they'll just get hung up. Melting point is money, and the fortress can also kind of act as a lion guard. But I do go with the fire badgers because I just want to sell one for money and then use one in case he decides to beef up his flank here. My opponent is going for bangs in front of the tower and diffraction melter. So he's betting that this level 3 melter can kill all of this alone. I take the levels on the steel balls. He sells his Phoenix, which he no longer needs to fight the Wraith, takes the portable shield and sticks it on the big melting point, which is pretty good play. However, I do have ranged steel balls, so if I was him, I would be worried about this because his melter without range and diffraction is 85 meters, and mine also have 85 meters with range. So depending on who latches first will determine the outcome of that. Steel balls can definitely still kill this. So I think that this is a little bit of a misplay, personally. I thought that when I saw it too. He's also leveled his tower to 3. I'm taking all the buttons now, getting level 2 crawlers. I've also gotten another level 2 typhoon, so now I have 5 typhoons with barrier here in the front, taking on this assault spot. Actually, adding this typhoon is probably a pretty good idea, especially since he just added the melting point here. I've also leveled the late arriving steel balls, the ones that took out the rhino before, hoping that they'll be relevant later. If I lose these steel balls, I have more steel balls that come and take its place. I've also put the badger here to take out these, and mobile beaconed all of this to take the tower sooner. And he's also put a bunch of missiles around it to try and take it all out as it comes forward. Let's see how this one plays out. I also take defense enhancement and missile just in case. So these Typhoons are actually helping clear chaff that they weren't able to do before. And my steel balls have locked his melter. We're also going to take this tower. And yeah, honestly, my steel balls died, but the Typhoon actually was able to do like a ton of damage there. So it's actually just come down to the Typhoons at this point. They're just ripping through everything walking forward. And that's a big round. So now Bobby's sweating. Bobby is sweating. Oh, and I get another haste module available to me. And my intensive training is up this turn. I gotta take that haste module, right? Unless I take the electromag, which is probably the smart play. But because I'm in head and health, I can kind of greed a little bit. I actually don't remember what I take here. But my gut tells me I took the haste module. That's what I do right now. I am trying to decide between these two. Bobby on the has already gone Electro. He's thrown it here. On this push. He's also taken range on the melting point to, in case I mobile beacon this forward again, this should be able to take all this out, in theory. Now his melting point with range here can automatically hit my guys in the front. So this probably will work better unless I do something to this little pocket. These steel balls didn't do as well as I hoped that they would. So let's see what I take. Okay, I go with the haste module. I take the level on this Typhoon. I have intensive training up. Okay, and I actually put it here. So this was a pretty good play. Oh, he's also gone energy absorption. So now he has 3 techs on 2 melting points. That's like, this melting point is really good, but if you're going to get that many techs, I feel like you would want more. He's also opted to start selling his steel balls for money, which he's already ranged. So maybe he should have just... You can see I've just gone with the steel balls the whole time. And it's like he has 2 different kinds of steel balls, so that's kind of a waste of money. Especially since this guy's worth so much money, and he already has the level 3 balls. I've also taken energy absorption on this turn. So now, as long as these guys can latch this guy, they should also be able to out-heal, depending on who locks first. I've sold the Fire Badgers for the money, and I'm just opting to missile these guys out instead, since the Fire Badger's worth more money than those 2 missiles. Taking all of the temporary speed and range and loans. And I still have 800. Okay, so now I've gone Mech Rage on the Typhoons. So these Typhoons move at 24 meters per second. And they shoot twice as fast as they were before. So let's watch these guys. I've also... So last time I noticed that this guy was able to lock onto my stuff pretty quickly. And so because of that, I'm putting chaff behind this frontal assault. And I'm just putting down some defensive missiles. So watch how fast this goes here now. Flanks have been handled. The crawlers come forward just as I was hoping. And that melting point doesn't stand a chance. This melting point's doing pretty well, but look, even the Typhoon over here alone was able to clear like all of that chaff. And that chaff there is also still running forward. And so even though he electromagged all of this, it still won this side. And the Typhoons are just destroying everything. That's the game. So let's take a peek here. These Typhoons, 280,000, 120,000 on this guy, 76, 309,000 damage on this guy. So obviously, there's a pack of steel balls here that, yeah, have done the most damage because it's taken this guy out every time. But these guys cleared all the chaff with 2 techs. they were able to completely run over my opponent here. He does have like a lot of chaff. Like he kept buying all these fangs, but the Typhoon just sort of rips through these fangs. Like I guess I get it, right? Mustangs are better against fangs than Typhoons are, but Typhoons that are moving, you know, 24 meters per second, 19 meters per second, they can still, even after they've shot, they can still move forward like pretty quickly through the fangs. So I don't think that the fangs are like the greatest play. Maybe just more melters, honestly, might have been better. Like looking at his board, he really doesn't have that many strong units, right? Like he has lots of chaff, but in reality, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units that can kill things. And I have almost that many super strong Typhoons and Steel Balls. So it's just Steel Balls, Crawlers, and Typhoons. And like, that's pretty strong. I've been playing this composition a lot. I also like Typhoons with Sabertooth. So after having looked at this game, I think that Typhoon is still a little too strong, considering you can just go Typhoon most of the time and either click Mech Rage or Homing Missile. Like, I very rarely ever have 3 techs on Typhoon. I almost never need it. By the time I hit the second one, they're doing so much work, they kind of just end the game, like in this case. So anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate everybody who sticks around to the end. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.